Despite their well-documented recent troubles, Manchester United remain one of the biggest draws in English football. So what a night this promises to be on the Lincolnshire coast for Grimsby Town as the League Two side plot another famous cup upset. Since they first won the competition in 1992, the League Cup has been kind to Manchester United. A 1-0 victory over Nottingham Forest that year was the first of 4 wins in the Sir Alex Ferguson era, including 2006, 2009 and 2010. Zlatan Ibrahimovic headed Jose Mourinho's team to glory in 2017. And Eric Ten Hag's United conjured up a morale-boosting win over Newcastle in 2023. Well, tonight, Ruben Amorim selects a strong starting 11 for this second-round tie, including the new signings Benjamin Šeško and Matheus Cunha, and Kobbie Mainoo gets a start as well. Well, Grimsby have made it to the last 8 of the League Cup 3 times in their history. They've pulled off their fair share of giant killings along the way, and they beat Shrewsbury in round 1. Blundell Park will be packed to the rafters, kick off in half an hour's time. Good evening. We've got all the ingredients for a classic cup tie tonight in the best traditions of English cup football. And the Grimsby Town manager, David Artell, has kindly joined us just before kick-off. Thank you for your time. A question about the community in a second. For your team, what does tonight represent in terms of an opportunity?
I said in the week, I don't want it to be the pinnacle of their career. I want it to be a platform for their career. We work really hard. I ask them to improve every day. They've got a great opportunity tonight to show how much they've improved against some of the best in the world. So that's the challenge. It's a big challenge, but we're not afraid of a challenge, and that's the beauty of cup competitions in this country.
And tonight, 9,000 here. I know you could have sold it out 2-3 times more. All ages, all faces, inflatable Harry the Haddock, smiling faces. What does this mean for the town and the community, David?
Yeah, I said in the week, it's when you're at a club like ours, you represent the whole area, and they are passionate. They want us to do well. We're a big driver of the whole economy. There'll be plenty of hostelries around this ground tonight, making a few bob that they might not have made on a Wednesday night, because this means so much to them, and that's not lost on myself or any of the players, any of the staff. So it's great for them, and I hope we give them something to be proud of. That's part of my job, to make them, have a team that they can be proud of. And like I say, it's a tough ask tonight, but it's one that we're going to try and do.
You haven't played Manchester United since 1948. It doesn't matter what iteration they are Manchester United. What you went to see them at Fulham, I know. What do you make of them?
They're not just on the way back, they're well on the way back. They've got a terrific head coach, I have to say, who is world class, and given time he'll get them back to the top table, right at the top table. They're already at the top table, but they will get right to the top table because they've signed some terrific players, and we'll see them tonight, and it's going to be a tough challenge. They are Manchester United, like you say. They're a global name, one of the global names. I'm doing Little Old Cleethorpes facing us, and that's exciting, and it shouldn't be daunting. We should embrace the challenge, and hopefully we write our own headliner too.
Well, we will see. David, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Mark.
We hope you have a very good evening. Great to hear from David Artell. As I say, 9,000 here. They could have sold it out 2 or 3 times. This stand here, actually, built in 1901. It's the oldest surviving stand in the English Football League, and just over the back is the North Sea. It was hacking with rain earlier today. It's now a lovely evening, and we've got Danny Collins with us, who used to play for Grimsby and Wales, and Louis Saha scored for Manchester United in the 2006 League Cup final. Danny, it's not just fish and chips we can smell or sea salt. It's a sense of expectation, isn't it? What do you expect from your old club tonight?
Well, they've obviously first up earned the right to have the occasion this evening, getting past Shrewsbury in round 1, back here on home turf, coming up against one of the big sides in English football. Yes, Manchester United at this moment in time aren't quite at the levels where they've been over the years, and Grimsby have started the season well, so it's a big opportunity for them. As I say, the cameras are here for a reason, maybe. Can they cause a surprise?
OK, Louis, what about Manchester United? They're not in Europe this season, so this surely has to be as big an evening and a competition as any for Ruben Amorim, because they're not likely to win the league, let's be honest. So in terms of trying to win something this season,
they have to believe, they have to think process. They have to really come here and deliver some performances, because they need to get not points. It's about a performance to show the progress, to show the link between the players. Obviously, this cup is important for the younger players, but also for the new players, because none of those players have scored, and that's going to be the opportunity for Šeško.
And what about your goal in 2006? It was in a final, it was in Cardiff. How special is it to have scored in a final? I was about to say Wembley final, it's a Cardiff final, of course. How special, though, to look back on this?
No, that's a brilliant moment in my career, because you come to a club where there is like a lot of talents, especially forwards, and the competition itself was a really great run. We had some good teams that we beat, so to lift a trophy like this for a big club is always immense.
So that's Louis scoring in 2006. Let's have a look at the Grimsby team then. They have made the best start, Danny, in 35 years. They're unbeaten in 6 games. 4 changes from the weekend. Just pick out a few names for people at home to look out for this evening.
Yeah, just looking at the starting line, I'm quite surprised really. He's made the 4 changes, obviously the main man at the top end of the pitch, but here dropping down to the bench, 4 goals already this season, and he's missed 2 penalties. I think Curry in the middle of the park, he'll look to get forward. He's got a couple of goals as well, but they're well organised under David Artell. As you say, last season finished 9th, this season 4th in the table, scoring goals. I think they've scored 10 in the league so far, and I think there's only Bolton as well who've had more opportunities on goal in the top 4 divisions so far. So I think they'll create opportunities, but at the same time I think United will. So I think we'll have an open game, but as I said earlier, I think Grimsby will come here full of confidence tonight against the United side who are still looking to get going this season.
Yep, Manchester United haven't scored a goal from open play themselves. The only goal they got at Fulham was an own goal. From Manchester United, Šeško starts. That's the really big news tonight. We'll get to Kobbie Mainoo in a second. But Šeško through the middle, Louis, is I think somebody that all Manchester United fans are excited to see. What are you expecting?
Well, they have to look forward to see his first start. He's obviously someone who's going to be learning during the process of like asking to score and to be reliable pretty much every week. So it's a very big expectation. It's heavyweight, but I think he's got the talent. He's got this athleticism. He's very good in the air. I think he's got a good eye for those players who have flair, like Cunha. I think when you have Ahmad, speed and creativity, you can obviously expect him to have some chances today.
Absolutely. Well, there's been a bit of rain about tonight, but it's a pleasant late summer evening now in Grimsby. And there's Harry the Haddock making more than one appearance tonight, that's for sure, with the crowd streaming into Blundell Park to watch Ruben Amorim's team selection. And he is certainly not underestimating the challenge ahead as the Manchester United manager. Here he is with Gabriel Clark.
Ruben, you've experienced all levels of football as a player and a manager. How do you sum up your welcome to Grimsby and the challenge tonight?
I think it's similar in every country. When you have a cup game, you go to lower divisions, the environment is completely different. I think it's really nice here because in Portugal sometimes you adapt the fields, especially in the low clubs, for them to have more money with the tickets to big stadiums. But in here you can feel the excitement of the small towns, so I really appreciate that. But we have a job to do and we have full responsibility in this kind of game.
Benjamin Šeško starts his first game for this famous club in a very important position. What's his X factor?
I think his abilities to score goals, to create chances, to stretch the team. We can use more crosses with him. He's getting there, he's improving. He gave us different characteristics that we didn't have last season, so let's see today.
Kobbie Mainoo starts as well, his first game of any sort since May. There's talk about his future. What's his mindset?
I think he's the best one. He's prepared to play a game, and I think, again, I know that it's hard for a lot of people to understand. Sometimes we expect a lot from young players, and we have to demand a lot of young players. And sometimes young players, they need to live different phases of his life. It's not a bad thing. It's not that we are not interested in the success of Kobbie Mainoo or whatever. I have a big demands for him, and I expect the best things for today.
And no European football, of course. 3 trophies to play for. So, would you agree this trophy is especially precious this season?
Every trophy is special because you can give us much time to deliver big things. So we know let's play one game at a time. We are in the moment that we just need to play the next one, and then we'll think about the rest. So today is really important, not just to go to the next stage, but also to improve things that we did wrong against Fulham. We talk about that, we work on that. I want to see that today.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yes, certainly looking forward to it this evening here at Grimsby. And I'm sure the Kobbie Mainoo's looking forward to it, Louis, as well. He played in the final of Euro 2024 for England, but he hasn't had a minute in the Premier League so far. There is suggestion his future may lie away from Old Trafford. He's too good for that, isn't he? Man United can't afford to lose him, can they?
It's a difficult one. The situation is, for me, I think that no player is guaranteed to play here. At the moment, it's a team who has finished 15th and didn't perform, so nobody is guaranteed anything. So I think the manager is putting everybody in the same kind of category, but Mainoo has the talent to provide tonight some special things and deserve his place the next week.
It's the problem that he only likes to play two in that midfield area, and Bruno Fernandes is the captain, and he is the offensive player and in the position that Mainoo would like to play in. Is that the issue?
That's the issue. Of course, there is no many place in that midfield. They have already a lot of problems because through the season we've seen that they're hard-powered all the time. The speed, the creativity is not there. So we have to have competition in that midfield, and Kobbie Mainoo has struggled, but there is other players who need to answer this, like Mason Mount, Bruno. There is a lot of players, so it should not be only Mainoo.
As far as Grimsby are concerned, Danny, they might be League Two, but they use analytics in their own way as well, and that is after meeting Tony Bloom, the Brighton manager, Brighton chairman and owner, who is famous for that. So that's very progressive thinking, is it, from Grimsby with what they're doing?
Yeah, I think obviously going back to the cup quarter-final a couple of seasons back, they had a good cup run, Grimsby, getting to the quarter-finals, come up short on that afternoon, but it's where they're going to go financial. They haven't got the funds, obviously, the Manchester United of this world, so where can you look to recruit your players from? And as you're looking at this season, getting lads in from lower leagues, National League North and other leagues lower down the rung, and giving them an opportunity and going from there. And then obviously if you can sell them on, you gain the rewards financially.
What sort of football are people going to see tonight who won't respectfully watch Grimsby that often because they're on the television?
Yeah, from what I've seen of them this season, obviously looking at the goals against Shrewsbury as well, they can play, they can sit back and soak it up and look to hit on the counter-attack, but at the same time happy in possession. I think obviously you've got to respect the opposition, which is Manchester United tonight. They've made 8 changes, but they haven't come with the under-21s, so they're going to have a lot of ball, Manchester United. But I think Grimsby, as I said earlier, will get some opportunities this evening on the counter-attack.
Remember, if it is level after 90 minutes, it goes straight to penalties. Now, as far as history is concerned with Grimsby Town and the League Cup, one of the most famous giant killings, in 2001 in this competition, they came from behind at Anfield to beat the holders Liverpool. Marlon Brooms equalised in extra time, and then childhood Liverpool fan Phil Jevons produced an absolute worldie to win it 2-1. We've got some fantastic live championship games to look forward to on ITV and STV this autumn, and there's a definite derby theme to our selections. First up, the much anticipated South Coast clash at St Mary's. Southampton host Portsmouth Sunday the 14th of September. In October, it's East Anglian rivals Ipswich Town and Norwich City at Portman Road. Then in November, the small match of Sheffield Wednesday and Sheffield United. And we finish the calendar year at Pride Park in December. Derby County against East Midlands rivals Leicester City. We'll also bring you more live Carabao Cup action. And what a game in prospect tonight here at Blundell Park. For the first time in 77 years, as Harry gets a bit of inflating there, it is Grimsby Town playing Manchester United. Louis, we mentioned obviously Šeško's debut. Ahmad's been a shining light really the last 2 seasons. What about Cunha? Feels like he's settled in very well. What do you think?
Very well. I think he impressed during pre-season. Physically, you can see that mentally as well. He connected with the other players. He's got this Brazilian style where he's got his flair, his technique, right? And I think he's going to connect. I think he's going to connect with other players straight away. He just need a goal. I think those signings need a goal straight away, and then I think the season's going to be different.
I think the Grimsby defence are on notice, Danny, aren't they? They know what they're going to get from the power of Šeško and the speed and trick of the wide players.
Yeah, but it's a good test for these young lads. You know, that's what the pinnacle of their careers, really. As David Artell mentioned earlier, he hopes that they can go on and have a good career at the higher level. Well, they're testing yourselves against some top talent this evening. You know, Ahmad, fantastic talent, obviously. Šeško coming in, getting his first start. So it's going to be a tough evening. I mean, it's immaculate, the surface, isn't it? So the United lads can't complain coming here this evening. But yeah, we hope for a good game of football.
Yeah, the pitches aren't a leveller anymore, are they? Which is good and bad, if you know what I mean. What about Man United's back three? There's a little bit of inexperience there, maybe for Grimsby to profit from.
Yeah, that's what I'd be looking at. Obviously, Harry Maguire, that bags of experience in the middle, but Fredriksson to his right-hand side and young Aidan Heaven coming in on that left-hand side of him as well. So inexperience either side of him. So maybe Grimsby will have a look at that. If they'd have known beforehand, they might not have changed their starting lineup as much as what they have done from the regular so-called 11. But I'm sure we'll see him throughout the course of the evening.
And when you're the experienced player, Louis, at a ground like this, what does your mentality have to be? It's not what you're used to. Although maybe players like Harry Maguire, it's where you started, so maybe you do have some experience of the surroundings.
That's very important to actually look at the senior players, get that relaxed manner before the kickoff, and trust the process. It's all about that. They have worked all the week. They just have to relax and do the job. This is the job.
We know what the Grimsby players will be thinking. No regrets. This may never happen again. This may be... I know David Artell said he doesn't want it to be the pinnacle, but the reality is it may be the pinnacle.
No, I say go out and enjoy yourselves. The pressure's all on the United lads. You know, they've got to get their season going. They're the big hitters coming into town. From the Grimsby lads' point of view, it's been a fantastic start to the season. Full of confidence. Go out there and enjoy yourselves, and hopefully they come away with the result.
Do you feel United are under a lot of pressure this evening?
They are. They think that they trust their process. Yes, Amorim, that's what he said. They have to relax and not thinking about the result. Today, that's not the case. They need a result. They need a performance. So it's all in one.
It's interesting, isn't it? We've got the Champions League draw at the end of the week, and Manchester United aren't even in any of the European draws. That just shows, as Louis says, why they are under pressure tonight, United.
Well, exactly. It's cup competitions for them. It's important tonight, and I think Ruben Amorim mentioned that, and he was honest in his pre-match chat, wasn't he? So it is a big evening, and for the lads he's named as well, they're fighting for the starting shirt in the Premier League, some of these boys. So makes for a good cup tie.
Listen to the atmosphere. Look at what it means. For the first time in 77 years, Grimsby Town and Manchester United are playing each other, and Blundell Park is definitely up for it. The live action coming next. Manchester United don't seem to enjoy the second round of the League Cup. They lost at this stage to MK Dons in 2014. And York City in 1995. Could another upset be on the cards tonight? Let's find out in the company of Lucy Ward. And first, good evening to Sam Matterface.
Thank you, Mark. Very good evening to you. 77 years between meetings and 56 places separating them in the pyramid. It's a game that encapsulates cup football in this country. Grimsby boss David Artell said he would not be messing around. There's a chance to test these players against the very best, and 7 of the 11 who started Saturday's draw against Accrington retained their places, including Tyrell Warren, who started his football journey in the Manchester United Academy. The Manchester United player hasn't yet scored a goal this season. Benjamin Šeško will look to change that on his first start. I bet he didn't think it would be at Blundell Park. They're also first starts of the season for Mainu, Maguire and Onana in a team that makes 8 changes. Well, the finance director here at Grimsby reckons that Benjamin Šeško's transfer fee alone would be 13 years' worth of turnover at Grimsby. That should illustrate the difference between David Artell's team and Manchester United. And he is a man who was in the Shrewsbury team that caused a huge shock, knocking out an Everton side with Wayne Rooney in it 22 years ago in the FA Cup. This club has giant killing pedigree, and so does he. If you aren't up to speed at this stage of the competition, the Carabao Cup can make you pay. It's already claimed West Ham, Leeds, Bournemouth and Sunderland scalp. Can Grimsby take the biggest of them all? Lucy Ward is with me. The 90 minutes plus penalties rule inspired Sheffield Wednesday and Huddersfield last night. Can it inspire Grimsby?
Yeah, listen, first of all, Sam, fabulous to be here, witness this terrific atmosphere, so much energy from the crowd. But this is a real chance for Grimsby. They started the season really well, can showcase what they're all about. And I think Manchester United still bedding in, still finding rhythm. And I think not just a must-not-lose game for them, it's a must-win-well game.
This is McEachran spreading it wide. Grimsby on the attack early on. It's a good ball in. Gardner couldn't get on the end of it. He was steaming in towards that near post. It was a fizzing cross.
Something we've learnt about Grimsby is that, not like a normal League Two side. They get bodies up the pitch, crosses into the box. Look how many black and white shirts are in there. Just putting the pressure on in the opening minute.
Gardner going to the near post. Charles Burnham steaming in at the far post. There were Grimsby players up inside that penalty area looking to get on the end of Darragh Burns' delivery. Manchester United should beware. Leeds were a shorter price with the bookies last night to beat Sheffield Wednesday's shadow squad of teenagers than Ruben Amorim's were this morning to beat Grimsby. We know what happened at Hillsborough. Here's Dorgu. Cunha. Now being chased away by Sweeney. Big night for Kobbie Mainoo in the heart of the Manchester United midfield, a first start of the season for him. The referee is Tony Harrington. No VAR, but he has given the first free kick in favour of Manchester United.
Just important for Grimsby these opening minutes. Yes, get yourself forward if you can, but make sure you don't give away an early goal. The experience, the talent that's on show in red shirts.
What's really impressed David Artell about the Grimsby players is that they haven't lost focus since they found out about this game. Won 4 and drawn 2 of their 6 matches already this season that have been crammed into the first 21 days of the campaign. They'll need to retain their focus here. Cunha's delivering. Almost came through to Maguire. Josko was lurking. There was a bit of pushing and shoving going on, and it's going to be a Grimsby ball.
You could have sensed that perhaps the referee's whistle was coming there. Look at Maguire just trying to get himself on the end of it. And Warren did well just to get his body in between, but these set pieces cause a problem. There's a few players in this Manchester United team who haven't had the opportunity to start already this season and want to make a mark, and I include Kobbie Mainoo in that. Very surprising. And the rumours around him wanting to leave, or not wanting to leave, but not getting time on the pitch. He's a young player who wants to play, and he's such a good young player.
This time last year, he looked to be central to Manchester United's present and future, didn't he? Tipped for a role in the central midfield of England as well. Foul by Green.
Manchester United needs to make sure that they match the energy of Grimsby. This is a huge, huge game for the whole of the community. And this club, in the last couple of years under new ownership, who've really made it a community club. Everybody's proud of it. It's so important that they give a good impression.
Loads of goals going in elsewhere tonight. The second round of the League Cup. Fulham lead Bristol City by a goal to nil. Brighton already 1-0 up away at Championship Oxford. A little bit short from Ahmad, and Sweeney has sent the ball to Gardner. Grimsby on the offensive again. Burns inside the penalty area. Green is free at the far post. Still not clear by Manchester United. Not the first time they've unsettled them. Might not be the last. Sweeney. Look, Janet's ball. Strong header away by Maguire.
Good sustained pressure. Grimsby made sure that when they did win the ball back, there's a few United players that have gone beyond. We do like to get players forward. We've seen that again.
Jane and Sweeney coming to the club after a long period with Leyton Orient. They missed out on promotion to the Championship last year. One of the examples of the type of recruitment that David Artell and his team are trying to do to elevate this playing squad and the quality that's in it. Last year they were playing survival football at the start of the campaign, but by the end of it they were outplaying some of the better teams in the league. The evolution very much still underway, but they know tonight they might have to sacrifice a bit of what they want to do without sacrificing their principles.
Yeah, they don't mind mixing it up as well. We've seen them pass short. McEachran's so important, just sits in front of the centre-back. It's like a 4-1-4-1 the way that Grimsby play. But they don't mind going a little bit longer as well, because they certainly have pace on the break.
Stu Pym is an experienced goalkeeper, picked up in the summer after 3 years at Mansfield. High press on here. This is Dorgu. Aidan Heaven. Kunya flicks it on. Shesko trying to hold it. Dorgu continues to gallop forward. Shesko trying to get his shot away, took a deflection. Kunya took a little whack from McJanet, but it doesn't go out for a corner because Christy Pym was covering the ground quickly.
Much more positive from Manchester United. Grimsby like to get themselves up the pitch. Has said that, but it's just being aware of the what-ifs. If we lose it, we do recover quickly. And you saw then they recover right to the edge of their area.
Well, Manchester United in pre-season, Lucy, looked a lot hotter with their pressing, quick transitions, retaining possession. Against Arsenal, you could see that. And in the first half against Fulham, you could see evidence of it as well. And they have to be better than last season. They can't afford sloppy balls like that.
Yeah, lots of positivity, but I just think from the Fulham game, it just seems quite easy to play against.
McEachran trying to send it forward to Coury. Well watched by Fredrickson. Manchester United are definitely not going to have it all their own way. This is Gardner.
Grimsby not giving them a minute.
Did that go out? Certainly Tony Harrington, the referee, thinks it did. He's had a busy week. And he's had a busy start to the game.
Yeah, positive start. Combative, energy, intensity from Grimsby, and I'm sure this is exactly what Manchester United expected.
David Artell played over 500 times in the Football League at Crewe, Rotherham, Wrexham, amongst others.
Ruben Amorim said it before the game about having a player in the 9 position that you can cross the ball to, that you can get on the ball beyond opposition defenders. And Shesko's not quite up to speed at the moment. This will do him good tonight. That's what he's been brought in for. Can he be that focal point?
That's the one problem that hasn't been solved yet. And it is early days, but it is a team that don't score enough goals.
Of a difference from last season with Grimsby. They do press a lot higher this season, and you've seen the result of it.
Warren. This is McEachran. It's a bright start by Grimsby. 4th in League Two, unbeaten so far this season. They've won all their games here. Manchester United might just have to ride a bit of an early storm.
Great challenge. Janet just making sure he got to the ball first, but Ahmad looks like he's come out of that second best. And it's a nice little ball down the line. It's slightly late. hopefully it's not too serious on Ahmad. It's so important. He's such a good young player that Man United fans want him playing in the team. He's been playing wing back. That you want him in better areas. This is an opportunity for him tonight.
Questions that have been asked about him are, is that his best position right wing back? Because that's where he's been forced to play mostly under Ruben Amorim. Tonight gets that chance, as you say, to play in one of the 10 positions.
An issue with profiling players, the right players for the different positions of this Amorim system. Not quite got it right yet.
Manchester United haven't quite got it right here tonight yet. There's been a few mistakes. A little bit rattled by the early pressure that Grimsby have put them under. Nana's clearance is long. Flick on by Šeško. There's no one behind him.
I'm just shouting at Onana just to take us a minute. It was only really Dallo up around Šeško.
Sweeney forward. Curry trying to win it with Tyler Fredrickson, who's got a big job on his hands. One of the first team squad now, made 2 appearances at the end of last season when United had decided to prioritise the Europa League. Sweeney. Played in towards Gardner. Manages to get a free header in on goal. Offside flag, I think, would have been up anyway. Cunha trying to get away from the defender. Shows good strength. Trying to poke that through to Šeško, but Mrnjanić was there to stand in his way.
Really had a chance to connect many passes yet, Manchester United, and it might just take the sting out of what Grimsby are doing. A lot of people watching would have expected to be the other way around.
No sending it wide. Dallo with a chance to cross. Cunha arriving. Well blocked by Tyrell Warren. It's as if he had a bit too much space there, Cunha. Warren was quickly across.
Really managed to get Firmino on the ball, facing in the right direction yet. Lots of energy in that centre of the field for Grimsby.
It's been a bit like that. Manchester United's start has been an unsettled one.
That's the first thing you need to do. If you're the favourites in games and you're a couple of divisions above, then you have to match the energy of Grimsby. Went straight up there, but what a night that is for Cameron Gardner. And won his place in a 9 position in front of Danny Rose and Cabia.
Well, he's from the northeast, signed from Gateshead, signed a new deal last year under contract till 2028. He missed half of last season with a serious thigh injury. Scored against Shrewsbury in the first round of the competition. How he would love to get on the score sheet tonight against Manchester United. Grimsby have looked the likeliest so far. It's been a fast start by the home team. And they win a corner.
Yeah, those runs are so valuable. I don't care what level you are. The runs from centre midfielders beyond the forwards have to be tracked, but he's done that again.
There's an intimidating atmosphere at Blundell Park tonight. 9,000 crammed into this tiny little ground right next to the beach. Sending towards that far post, and it had Onana just a little bit interested.
I think he was going for goal there. Not far away. Sonny Onana just making sure. Trying for the Olympico.
Harvey Rogers up from the back, Mrnjanić up from the back as well. Dara Burns He's going to attack this one with his left foot. It's aimed in towards the centre of the 6-yard box. This is Curry. Back into the danger zone, and Warren prods it wide.
Didn't really have enough on it. The ball back into the box from Curry.
Well, you did wonder whether or not Grimsby would target Manchester United at set pieces. His team had a propensity to concede from corners last season. It's been a real issue. 12 conceded from corners in the Premier League since the start of last season. No one has let in more.
As far as Ruben Amorim's concerned, don't be the story of round 2, whereas Grimsby are desperate to be the story in this round of the Cup.
Maynard. Exactly. Tried to bamboozle the defence, ended up bamboozling himself. Made scores from elsewhere in the second round of the League Cup. Fulham have scored a second goal at home to Championship Bristol City. And Premier League Brighton going good guns away at Oxford. They're now 2-0 up in that game. Second goal coming from Brian Gruder. Manchester United just need to get on the ball and enjoy a bit of possession, don't they?
Absolutely. I said before, that hasn't happened very often where they've had periods of play where the connecting passes been too much of they've either been under pressure or in too much of a rush to raid up the pitch, and it's really come from it. And that's been the problem. You know, the distance between the units, the front three want to aggressively press. You know, the back five a little bit more defensively minded, and the two in midfield are certainly isolated. And that's how it's gone under Amorim at the moment.
Maynard. A little bit of rustiness about one or two of these Manchester United players that haven't played much football in the early part of the season. It's fascinating. If you go back to last season and you think about that iconic picture of Kobbie Mainoo, Alejandro Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund sitting on the advertising boards at Old Trafford. Now they seem to be the future of the club. None of them were involved in the Premier League opener. All the game down at Arsenal. Game down at Fulham at the weekend, sorry.
Mainoo, very, very good young player. It just distresses me how you'd allow an academy player to go.
Might have been handballed by Maguire. Picked up by Gardner, who fought and scrapped and got it away from Fredrickson. And Charles Burnham feels he was fouled. The referee says play on. Grimsby crowd don't agree with that. Manchester United certainly know they're in a game.
Again, just see how detached the units from Manchester United. The front three are right up the pitch, and then there's a huge space because the back five just don't want to step in.
Sweeney just wasn't followed in as he ran towards the edge of the penalty area, and if his touch hadn't let him down, Grimsby might have been in an even more promising position. They've been in a few promising positions in the opening 20 minutes. Across in front of Dara Burns. Taken on by Maney. And watched by Curry. This is Dorgu. Manchester United managed to retain a little bit of possession, but the ball spent most of its time in this area of the pitch, Lucy, and that's not where Manchester United want it.
Yeah, you don't need that graphic to tell you what your eyes are showing you. In the opening 20 minutes of this game, Grimsby with the intensity, the pressure. Just a few forays up the pitch. Manchester United getting in Grimsby's box, but other than that, not very much.
Going forward. Gardner again. Now Burns. Gardner goes on into the centre. Burnham coming up on the outside. Grimsby looking against Manchester United. Charles Burnham with the goal. And not for the first time. There's something fishy going on in that Manchester United defence. Can't say it hasn't been coming.
Wow, this place is absolutely rocking, and this goal fully deserved from a Grimsby Town point of view. It's good play initially, and they don't mind a pass. Like, he sees the pass along to Burnham, but what about that for a finish? And Nana's near post, he won't be happy about that. Burns sees Burnham in space, he's got a time for a touch. Brilliant, and really well deserved from a Grimsby point of view.
Well, it's not the first time that a Manchester United goalkeeper is going to be under scrutiny this season. But this is a Grimsby Town story right now. And Charles Burnham is drinking it in.
What a moment. Dave Artell spoke about getting little wins that would build up to be perhaps a bigger win, and certainly one of them not so little. Wow.
Jesko chasing. And unfortunately for him, so far tonight, he really has been chasing shadows. He has had no service whatsoever. And Ruben Amorim, who is only ever a game away from serious scrutiny. Manchester United are only ever a game away from serious scrutiny. They're under the microscope again.
There's been an issue where they just don't get the best players in front of goal. He will be very, very happy with the attitude of his team. The issue is, can Grimsby keep this up? Can they keep this energy up for 90 minutes? There will be lulls in the game, but they've got to make sure they stay compact and defend well. And take the moments, and they've certainly done that so far.
Ugarte. This is heaven. It's given away by Burns. It's given Cunha some encouragement. McEachran trying to stick with him. This is Ahmad switching it onto his left foot. I think that probably goes down as Manchester United's first shot on target.
Yeah, there'll be moments giving the ball away there when you really put yourself under pressure from a Manchester United attack, but live to tell the tale, Grimsby. And this is where Manchester United players have to roll the sleeves up and be brave. And what I mean by that is get themselves on the ball, work hard, no heads dropping, getting mad with one another. You've got to match how combative Grimsby are.
Grimsby fans taunting Ruben Amorim, and they don't just sing when they're fishing, despite the United taunts.
Tell you what, that technical area is a lonely place.
Šeško. Dorgo's coming in at the far post. He wasn't quick enough to get involved. That might have been a foul by Amad Diallo.
It's not a bad ball from Šeško. It needed attacking in the middle by a red shirt. Nice play. He does like to make the run. Look at Dorgu. He's got to be further forward. He's got to anticipate where else is Šeško going to put that. He's reaching for it.
And what a moment for Charles Vernon.
Oh, this was fantastic. Perfect first touch. Perfect second touch. And he... Look at Onana. Right, really close to his feet. And no goalkeeper, but he's surely got to be disappointed with that. He seemed to go in too easily.
Well, Charles Vernon was known for his stunning solo goal against Colchester in 2020. He was cherished for that. And I think he's going to have his name attached to something a little bit more headline making, should the scoreline stay like this.
Well, Town have got most things right in this game so far. They've pressed well. When they get it, they don't panic. They pass well. They get bodies up the pitch, and then the bodies recover as well.
Šeško pulling his way past the defender. He's got support from Amad, but he went for goal. Side flag was up against Gardner. They've got to find a way to get Šeško into the game, haven't they? His goal record at Leipzig, 39 in 87. Pressing machine. He's a grafter. He is willing to use that 6'5" frame. One-way traffic at the moment. It's Burnham again. Green trying to get up into the centre. This is McEachran. It's a good ball in towards Green. Might come down for Gardner. He did use his hand, but it pops up past the goalkeeper anyway. Yeah. And it has been ruled out for handball by Tony Harrington.
I mean, it was handball, but how much time did Gardner have as the ball comes over? He was unlucky there, really. He just couldn't get it out of his feet. It bounced up, hit his arm there.
Forward again towards Gardner. He's got another opportunity here. Harry Maguire has to close him down.
They give the ball away in central areas, and then all of a sudden Grimsby are right on top of goal.
Burnham again. Hendrickson behind. It's another Grimsby corner. Manchester United have been rocked onto their back foot. Well, Burnham tested the reflexes of Andre Onana from the first corner from this side. What's he going to try this time around? Certainly Amad is not 10 yards away. Burnham's delivering. Onana comes out. Oh, he's dropped it. They're going to poke it home. It's in. Tyrell Warren celebrates the former Manchester United Academy graduate. He thinks he's put Grimsby 2-0 up against his former employers. The flag has stayed down. Grimsby celebrates, and this famous old ground is fast turning from Blundell Park to Blunder Park for Ruben Amorim.
Well, this is an absolute disaster for his team. They're just failing to cope with any ball into the box. They had a warning. It was pulled up for handball, but Onana comes out. He's not going to win there. And if you are going to come that far, you've got to make sure the ball is punched way away from the 6-yard box. Absolute calamity. They can't believe the look. Warren just cannot believe his look. It's landed at his feet. Completely misses it. Tapping. Shambles.
They are all over the place, from corners and set pieces and high balls into the box. It's a brilliant moment for this young kid. It's an absolute aberration from him. And there's been so much talk about the Manchester United goalkeeping position in the first few weeks of the season. Ruben Amorim has certainly got his work cut out. He left out Onana when he was fit on the opening day of the season. Didn't even include him in the squad. Last week he put him on the bench away at Fulham. Stuck him in tonight. Altay's made a couple of shaky errors in the first couple of games of the season as well. It's an area that they've got to tighten up in, and tighten up quickly.
Yeah, there's a couple of players struggling. Young Fredrickson struggling as well at the back. I think Man United were dominating. It'd be easier for the young centre-back, but they're just completely under pressure. Brilliant for Warren as well, because he used to be at Manchester United's academy, scoring that goal.
Maguire finding Šeško. Can he find a way back in? Not quite.
It's better. Harry Maguire stepping in. First touch probably took him a little bit further forward than he really wanted, or further wide. Šeško.
Burnham. What are Manchester United going to do from this position? Somehow they've got to find some powers of recovery. They haven't actually had a Manchester United player on the score sheet yet this season. Now they need someone to get on it twice just to force penalties away at League 2 Grimsby. Wants a foul, and he's going to get it. Agate is arguing, but he's not going to get his way.
He won that well. I think you could say that wasn't particularly a foul, but the assistant referee was full down that side. These fans in here will not care. I mean, they've approached the game brilliantly, haven't they? Grimsby, right from the first whistle. We knew that they would. The way that they've been playing this season, full of confidence, winning games. Lots of chances on goal. They miss a lot, but they score as well.
Well, I wonder where this one's going. Burnham's delivery. Headed away by Heaven. It's a commanding header as well from the youngster.
The away end just stunned into silence at that end of the pitch. I cannot believe what they're watching.
Well, the United supporters have conducted themselves well in this sort of prolonged period of transition. They always show up. There's 1,000 of them in that away end in the Osmond stand tonight. And I bet they can't believe it. That's not helping.
No, stuff like that doesn't help. Dorgu just needs to increase his intensity. I mean, he did brilliantly.
Well, let's just have a look at this, because I wonder in the Premier League whether this would have been ruled out for handball.
Yeah, it was caught, wasn't it? Probably from VAR. There's not many people in here who care other than that away end, Sam. This is old school football. And I'll tell you what, Grimsby can smell blood. I'm telling you.
Well, it is a wonderful old stadium, Blundell Park. Used to be able to get 27,000 in here before it was made all-seater. Certainly feels like there's a healthier contingent than the 9,000 that is. Tyler Fredrickson has picked up a yellow card, the first of the game.
Yeah, my first thought was that it was just a challenge that Fredrickson could go in for. His initial reaction to the referee was why it was a free kick. It's been a difficult 35 minutes for him. He thinks he can come in and win it. Just a clash, yeah, perhaps a little bit with forearm, but I'm not sure it's a yellow card.
The Grimsby fans have always had a big sense of humour about their seaside roots, but they're the ones cracking the jokes tonight. Are you Stockport in disguise? Is a little bit of a disparaging troll at the Manchester United team. Stockport have done quite well recently. Here's McEachran. He's done well for Grimsby. He was their player of the season last year. Now Burns. And again. Flicked on by Gardner. And Manchester United were fortunate there was no one else coming in behind him.
Every time the ball goes into the box, it just causes panic. From Manchester United point of view, Grimsby look like they're going to have another shot on target. Balls into the box just cause problems, and they've just done it all first half so far.
Well, the Grimsby crowd are certainly trying to enjoy themselves. Their blood is up, and if you did hear any offensive chants that the Grimsby supporters may well have come up with, then we do apologise for the industrial language. Manchester United have got to try and find a little bit of heart and soul and resolve to drag themselves back into this game, because every time that ball goes in, it's panic stations.
Just putting themselves under pressure. Nana shouted at Dalot. Did he get a call? Probably didn't even hear it.
This one into the near post. Hendrickson trying to get it away. It's a collision on the edge of the box, but it's spilt to Cunha. A chance for Manchester United to counter. Dorgu looking for Sheshko. Sweeney did really well. Great challenge by Rodgers.
That ball in the box from Dorgu. Just taking a couple of touches on the ball just allowed Grimsby players to recover, because they certainly do that very, very quickly. Just recover into really compact shape on the edge of the box. Dorgu felt that.
May just have caught him with the follow-through, actually. Aidan Rodgers, Harvey Rodgers. It was fascinating listening to Jason Stockwood, who is the Grimsby Town co-owner, earlier today. He said that people thought when the draw was made we'd rather be at Old Trafford, and maybe financially that was the case. But he said Manchester United will not like coming to Blundell Park. He ain't wrong.
This atmosphere has been incredible from the start. Just went over on his ankle as well after that foul.
Manchester United are going to find a way back into this game. And getting a goal before half-time would be a great start. Fredrickson, Evan and Maguire all up from the back. Sheshko towards the front of that line. He's aimed in towards Heaven. Corey away. Cunha will send it back in. A little flick on the way through, but well dealt with once again by Warren. Dorgu. This is Mainu from distance, flipping it in towards Amad Diallo. Well, he executed that brilliantly, but couldn't steer it either side of Crispy Pim.
A little bit of class coming from probably Mainu in little areas where he's received the ball. Nice little clip into Ahmad. And it was pretty obvious that he'd gone offside, but he's still got to have the technique. Straight down the throat of Pim, though.
They're doing the work without the ball as well, Grimsby. Making sure that they're putting their bodies on the line and scrapping to stay in front in the game.
They're outplaying them. They're outplaying Manchester United, Grimsby. This is not luck while they're 2-0 in front at this stage.
They've been absolutely superb. They are a good footballing side. They've smartly recruited. They've had a plan of how they want to operate. They've executed the plan tonight superbly. Dallow's cross, Šeško's header, kept out by Pim.
It's a save. No, he hasn't had that much to do, Pim. He kept his concentration. Šeško, to be fair to him, has tried to make the best of everything that's gone in the areas for him. Gets it on target. Good sighter. The big centre forward.
Maguire was frustrated with the ball that came his way. Maguire gets there ahead of Gardner.
So when they try to build from the back, Manchester United, one, they're not keeping it when it's played into central areas, but it's really predictable what they do.
Šeško again, knocked up by Tyrell Warren again. On the first half he's had.
Brilliant. Manchester United ex-academy. Warren. Great goal. Great moment for him.
Dorgu. Chance to cross. It's another one that's just overhit by Patrick Dorgu. Mainu. Trying to get the ball central. Cunha couldn't quite keep hold of it. Still got possession. Starting to find a route towards the edge of the Grimsby penalty area. Cunha might have to do it all on his own here. Janet gets in front of him. He's been pretty bright since he turned up in Manchester United red. And so far, David Artell's team have managed to keep him quiet enough. Flicked in towards Šeško again by Mainu. Might come through to Šeško once more. Agate takes over, tries to dig it out. Warren gets another block in.
Well, it's not been often that they've been full tilt at the back, Grimsby, and defend for their lives, but the last couple of minutes perhaps, but they've stuck to the task. The body's in the way. Just following Cunha across the edge of the box. Mainu trying to make things tick.
Well, the Manchester United fans glum-faced and stunned. I think he is too. 2 minutes of added time at the end of a rather distressing 45 minutes for Andre Onana and for Manchester United. We'll have to regroup at half-time. If you're Ruben Amorim, do you start thinking about making changes, or is it too early for that?
I think he has to. I think he has to make a statement. You know, they surely can't play as bad as they have in the first half, in the second, but I'm surely he's going to make some changes, Amorim.
Sweeney trying to stick with him. Ahmad went straight into that right wing position and wanted a quicker ball from Kobbie Mainoo. That's excellent from Grimsby. Change their shape, cut off the passing lanes and force Manchester United to start again. Warren manages to squeeze it through. Ahmad turns it over. Just wonder if that could have gone out to Dalot just a little bit earlier. Dallow's cross.
Yeah, you're right, Sam. Just a lack of urgency throughout the Manchester United team. You know, when Dorgo gets on this left-hand side, he takes a few touches before he delivers into the box. It's only the ball speed that's going to get through any hole in Grimsby defence. Not like there's many at the moment.
Well, Grimsby Town have giant-killing pedigree, but inflicting defeat on Manchester United tonight would go high up on their list, next to that Liverpool win at Anfield 24 years ago. Right now, Warren and Vernon look like putting themselves in Phil Jevons territory. But it's only half-time, and there are still 45 minutes for Manchester United to burst the Blundell Park bubble. Half-time it is, Grimsby Town 2, Manchester United 0.
Blundell Park cannot quite believe what they're watching. Grimsby Town 2 up at half-time against Manchester United. Charles Vernon with a well-taken first, and the second a mess from United's point of view. Tyrell Warren just tapping it over the line. And Grimsby Town are in dreamland as it starts to rain. It's tears from Manchester United fans, Louis, at the moment. There's no other word for it, Louis. The defending has been shambolic.
It is shocking. They don't have the legs, they don't have the awareness, they don't speak. Those mistakes were correctly punished by Grimsby. They done really well, so all the credit to them, but horrific mistakes again from Onana. So we lost this first half, but now there is big mountain.
Absolutely, that's right. From the Grimsby point of view, David Artell's only just gone down the tunnel now, talking to some of his coaching staff. The first goal, how much of that is a product of Manchester United's system and where the spaces were for Grimsby to exploit?
Yeah, I think so. They got themselves in a mess in the middle of the park. United, you see the ball drops into Ahmad. He has a heavy touch there. And then, you know, is it Ugarte? I think they run into each other, and then they're on the counter. They feed it out to Burns on this right-hand side, so you're winger to winger there. Charles Vernon, look at the space he's got on the far side. Fredrickson comes really narrow. Dalot can't get back in, and as you say, Mark, that's the problem in a wing-back system, the distances. It's a lovely first touch, by the way, from Charles Vernon, kills it dead, but Onana at his near post. There's not a lot of goal for Charles Vernon to aim at there, but puts his laces through it, and and do you know what? Grimsby deserved it. You can't argue at that stage in the game.
There are some question marks about Onana on the first goal. There are serious accusations on the second goal, aren't there? This is the 9th time that he's made a mistake and it's led to a goal since the start of last season. VAR might say there's a handball in there. They might say also that Onana cleaned out Rodgers, one of the attackers. It's still as goalkeeping. It's too. What word would you use?
No. That's not excusable here. You can see that. He's not sure when he's going out. There is like no contact at all with the ball. You know, not even his eyes are on it. So the first one is for him. I think the second one is again for him. It's so many mistakes. That's not Manchester United, and I think he knows it.
Sometimes when you're so close to something, you can get really nervous. What should the Grimsby approach be in the second 45?
I think it was important getting in at half-time with the 2-0 lead. Obviously, Šeško was quite lively, had a couple of half chances there, Ahmad as well. But come out second half, just keep it that intensity, really. They've got good opportunities, throughout the first half, really, and some players that come off the bench and have an impact on the game as well. So they'll be delighted in there. It'll be an easy team talk there for David Artell at the break, but not so much for Ruben Amorim at this moment in time. They've been a bit of a mess, United. Louis didn't enjoy that, watching it in the green room there, did you, Louis? So
he's in a lot of pain. The man in pain here. He's got to make some changes, hasn't he, Amorim? You've got Bruno Fernandes and Mboma. Because actually, Šeško, you've liked him. He's looked like he's got something about him, hasn't he?
He looked lively. The way he goes about, you can see that he's got his confidence, but he's always aware, he's scanning the pitch, and I think there is things that's going to come out from him. But the thing is, the tempo is not right. The crossing, the kind of like, half pace, half pressing, those are not much United. Every time you're going to do that, any teams, any leagues will punish you. And this is where they find themselves always in that mix all the time.
What a huge 45 minutes ahead for both Grimsby Town and Manchester United, and for David Artell, the Grimsby manager. 45 minutes away from the greatest night of his life. For Ruben Amorim, it would be humiliation. Let's see what happens. Join us again in a few moments' time. Coverage of that one as well, ITV1 and STV. I have to tell you, we had a little bit of lightning, some thunder, some rain, and Manchester United, not surprisingly, are bringing on the big guns. Bruno Fernandes coming on, I think De Ligt's coming on, not confirmed yet, and probably Mboma, because of course, Louis, were they to get one, the way that football works, the entire atmosphere and momentum changes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it will put definitely pressure. The momentum will change, the confidence will change. Obviously, if they score in the first 10 minutes, that's a different game. That's definitely the scenario that Amorim is looking for. He put 3 big players. They have to have that kind of charisma to help those boys, because they have their head downs. It's very important.
And if you're David Artell, here come Grimsby, you say, don't you, Danny, this first 15 minutes of the second half will be more intense than anything you've ever come across before.
Yeah, no, exactly that. Yeah, say they got the 2-goal lead, just continue where you left off, really. I've started really well in the first half and finished quite strong as well. Got the 2-goal lead. It's up to United now to come out and try and get back in this game. So, again, there'll be opportunities, I'm sure, on the counter for Grimsby.
Well, what a second 45 minutes is going to be. Can Bruno Fernandes, the Manchester United captain, lead the fight back? And here's the summer signing, Brian Mboma from Brentford as well. United 2 down. Lucy Ward and Sam Matterface with the second half.
Yes, thunder, lightning, and one hell of a storm brewing on the North Sea coast. De Ligt on for Fredriksson. Fernandes on to Agate, Mboma on for Dorgu. It means that Ahmad will go to right wing back and Dalot will go to the other side. Bit of a change around for Manchester United, but they needed a change around. They need impetus, they need desire, they need at least 2 goals in order to stay in the Carabao Cup. And Lucy, he talked about rotation prior to the start of the game, Ruben Amorim, but he would definitely not have wanted to go to his bench after 45 minutes and bring on 3.
Yeah, but he couldn't have done anything else. I mean, don't get us wrong, Grimsby have been brilliant. They put the ball at risk, brilliant in the first half. They outplayed Manchester United. Manchester United now need to do something about it. The same issues they've had, sloppy, big gaps in the centre of the pitch that Grimsby certainly took advantage of. They don't create enough. They don't use Šeško's strengths. They need to do better.
Evan bounding forward. This is Dalot with a deep cross towards Mboma, keeps it alive. Cunha there with a header. It's away by Warren. And further clear by Green. Manchester United are going to have to be livelier, hungrier, show more desire and passion to drag themselves back into this game. They scored 15 goals in just 3 League Cup ties last season. And this is Ruben Amorim's second taste of the Carabao Cup. His first one wasn't great. It was away at Tottenham. It was a match full of blunders and goals. A thrilling 4-3 defeat in the end.
I mean, it shows signs that are responding to his way of playing, but it's just so inconsistent.
Cunha looking for Mboma. Going to run out of room. Ruben Amorim led his former club Sporting to their first Portuguese title in 19 years, turning it all around very quickly there. And it's going to take some magic for him to get Manchester United back to the level that they want to be operating at. It might take a little bit of magic to get them back into this game. Green almost releasing Gardner once more.
Manchester United just struggling to cope with how front foot Grimsby are. They just pounce on any mistakes, any errors that Manchester United have made, particularly in the centre of the pitch. Look at that. All of a sudden they're right on top of the back five. Just couldn't make the most of it.
Offside flag is up against Burns. There's another one that's caused problems, Dara Burns. Signed last season from MK Dons. Former Irish under-21 international. There's the captain, Green. Over 100 appearances for Grimsby now. Away by Rodgers. Sheshko. This is Dallow. Now Mainu. Snapping into tackles, winning the ball, turning defence into attack. Grimsby are having one of those nights. Forward by Curry. Space for Green. He's got two inside the penalty area. He tees it up. It could be a third. It probably should be a third. It goes out for a corner. And heaven just about keeps Manchester United in the game.
It's almost too easy for Grimsby. Put the ball in the back of the net. You thought that was going to end in the third goal. Great play though. Again, runners beyond just caused so many problems for Manchester United. Appealing for handball. I think he just went across his chest. Heaven.
Dara Burns thought he was putting Grimsby into heaven, but in the end he just found heaven. The heavens have opened. Back post. Once again was Curry. Burns keeping it alive. Fernandez has to go out there. Once again, it's going to be Fernandez and co have to try and dig Manchester United out of this hole, and the hole might get bigger. Burnham. Dallow steaming forward. Mbeumo. Gardner can't get it away from Cunha. Now Ahmad. Cunha joins the attack. Cunha's ball in. And it's well dealt with again by McJanet and Pym ahead of Sheshko. And then Ahmad's effort is wide of the goal.
Better from Manchester United in terms of the energy and desire. Cunha working hard to try and get beyond, getting the ball in the right areas for Sheshko, but Grimsby again equal to it.
There is going to be a point tonight when Grimsby have to weather a storm, and not just in the meteorological sense. Surely Manchester United will come up with a couple of moments when they put the Premier League team under real pressure.
I'm sure Dave Artell said that to his players at half-time. Expect a little bit more from Manchester United in the second, particularly the start of the second half. Can you stand firm? Can you be compact? Can you choose your moments to get yourself forward?
Fourth in League Two, unbeaten so far. They've won all their games at Blundell Park, but they didn't really think it would be possible to win here tonight. They wanted to test themselves against the best. They wanted to make sure that they showed up, did the best by their community, by their club, by their town.
So I listened to a couple of the Grimsby Town podcasts, and I'm just so proud of what's going on. Imagine what they're feeling now.
Well, their priority certainly lies in the league. 9th last year, just missed out on the playoffs. That's going to be their aim this time around. Although they've had a hectic start to the season, they've had a very good start to the season. But this will just be the icing on the cake of what's been a brilliant beginning to the campaign. I don't think things are getting any easier in terms of the conditions. It's torrential rain now. Mainu. This is Delict. Ahmad. Now Mbermo. Fernandez forward. Mainu trying to get in behind the defence. Holds it up well, sets it back for Ahmad, but it just evades him and is cleared away by Burns. Rogers gets it further clear. Is Gardner onside? The flag has stayed down. Gardner into the box. Tries to get away from Maguire. Still trying to get away from Maguire and wins himself a corner. It's excellent sort of centre-forward play by Cameron Gardner.
Such a willing runner, Gardner. Was he offside? Difficult to see from that angle, but he knew he was by himself, so if he couldn't get a shot on goal, then he had to get something. It just causes problems for Maguire. Great play from the youngster.
He didn't have a jacket on in the first half. This time. Ahmad. And just when you think this weather can't get any worse, it does. I mean, it's probably a good job we're not at Old Trafford, bearing in mind the drainage problems that they had last season.
Yeah, it's a good job the pitch is good here.
Fernandez. Mainu. He's got space out on the left for Dallo, but he went centrally instead, and that meant Cunha ran into a knot of black and white shirts. And they're off and running again. Just trying to force it that time, Burns.
What's the saying? Can you do it on a rainy night in Cleethorpes?
Well, the answer so far, if you're Manchester United, is no. Cunha. And sloshing around all over the place now.
He's having a go. Cunha trying to drive his team forward. In the end, wins the foul.
Continues like this, we might need some armbands. George McEachran's just picked up a bit of a whack, but he's back on his feet quickly. 25th birthday at the weekend, and an interesting present. He comes face to face with his brother Josh McEachran at Bristol Rovers. That is for later. Saturday's match can wait. It's all about the here and now for Grimsby. Mbermo to deliver. Aims it towards heaven. Just too high from Aidan Heaven. So close to his first Manchester United goal.
Wriggled himself free, didn't he? Have it right in the middle. The best chance they've had, Manchester United.
the archetypal domestic cup game, isn't it? Lower league opposition against Premier League opposition. Tight, intimidating ground, and conditions to battle as well for the top flight team. Deep ball aimed towards Vernon, heads it down, and Arna just about grabs it.
Not only have they passed it well, Grimsby, but the decision making with the passing, when to go and pass short, when to go a little bit longer and direct, has been very, very good.
Let's have a look at some of the latest scores that are doing the rounds in round 2 in the League Cup. And Fulham lead through goals from Tanner's own goal and Raul Jimenez on the score sheet, 2-0 against Bristol City. 4 goals now for Brighton and Hove Albion away at Oxford. Gomez, Simas, Gruder and Boscali on the score sheet for the Seagulls tonight. And Charlie Alcaraz has scored for Everton at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. They lead Mansfield by 1-0. That is one impressive arena, by the way.
So is this one.
You're not wrong. Different type of stadium, that's for sure, but certainly just as atmospheric tonight.
Grimsby, one of the most promoted and relegated clubs in English football. They're never boring, apparently, and it's certainly not boring. Entertainment under Dave Artell.
They've played in all 5 divisions of English football. They're most famous recently for becoming the first team in 152 years to knock out 5 higher division clubs on their run to the FA Cup quarter-finals 2.5 years ago, including a famous 2-1 victory over Premier League Southampton. Could be another big scalp tonight. De Ligt's ball into the near post. Fernandez to Ahmad. Fernandez again. Fernandez again trying to find a way through. Oh, just holding up on the surface now because of the rainwater that has settled on the pitch. Here's Cunha. While they're trying to hold it up, Maguire gives away the foul.
Conditions have certainly played a part in the way that the second half was progressed. Trouble passing a little bit differently, but it's good play again by Gardner, just giving his team a little bit of respite.
Christie Pym forward. Towards Gardner again. This time goes out for a goal kick. Appreciation behind the goal away to our left is volatile and voluminous. Manchester United got a warm welcome from the moment that they arrived. Manchester United certainly struggled in the first half. They've had more of the ball in the second, but yet to breach this Grimsby back line.
They don't use Maino enough when they're building from the back. Manchester United tend to go out wide, a little bit more direct.
Here's Mbermo, onto Ahmad, offside.
They need something to go right for them soon. Manchester United, that is an understatement.
Mason Mount's just been called back by Ruben Amorim. Started the opening 2 games of the season. He's moving the pieces around on his little laminated sheet, but certainly has got to find a way to try and get them past that resolute Grimsby back line. It's a great ball by Fernandez. Outside of the boot to Matthias Cunha. Matthias Cunha for Manchester United, and Burmo's shot is blocked. Comes back to Dalot. There's a bit of hesitancy amongst Šeško and Dalot there. Might just be because of the way the ball is running on the surface.
Krekin did brilliantly then.
Heaven. It's De Ligt. Now it's Ahmad. Good turn by Bruno Fernandes, who takes matters into his own hands. And Christy Pim's hands are able to respond in fashion.
Well, he's had to be called upon, hasn't he, Pim? A couple of times. What a save that is. You know, when you think about the conditions, when the ball bounces, it just picks up a little bit of speed, but brilliant from the goalkeeper.
That's a terrific stop from an experienced goalkeeper. A couple of changes for the home team. Charles Vernon, the goal scorer of the first Grimsby goal, goes off. So does Kieran Green. Replaced by Henry Brown. Joined the club as an 8-year-old, signed his first professional contract last spring. And on comes Tory as well. Tory, I think, will go into the middle of the park. He is a Faroe Islands international. Manchester United have brought on Mason Mount. And he's replaced Aidan Heaven. I wonder if that means that Manchester United are going to change the system slightly. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe Dalot will go into a back three with Maguire, and De Ligt will keep an eye on it.
He's just gone into the left centre-back position, Dalot.
Mount and left wing-back. Is that a case of needs must get as many footballers on the pitch as possible?
Absolutely. Mason Mount has been one of the better performers in the first couple of games. They've had some moments against Arsenal. They were good. Start against Fulham, but didn't score. That's been a real problem. Have now got that striker that they've craved and wanted, and not really using him as much as they needed to, or they should do in this system.
Feeds it out to Mainu. Just comes into the centre, and it wasn't too far away from reaching Benjamin Šeško.
Fabulous game. Can repel anything that's thrown into the box. Have to do that quite a lot in terms of in the league. The ball into the box and having to defend the centre back.
De Ligt trying to thrash it through the centre. No European football for Manchester United. It should really push this competition higher up the agenda. Speak to Ruben Amorim, and he's pretty clear they weren't ready to play European football. Tonight they weren't really ready to play League Cup football. Amad Diallo looking for Mason Mount, far post. Rodgers flicks it away. It's a corner.
Yeah, you would expect, as Grimsby tire, they'll have to face more of those sort of crosses and a little bit more pressure that they'll need to withstand.
Burns delivering. Put away by Curry. This is Mbeumo. Looking for Mount again, who heads it back into a dangerous zone. Dealt with by McJanet. And Burns has sent the ball away again. This is Brown, trying to escape. Didn't do too badly either. He thought he was going to get a foul.
Terrific decision making from Burns. Just play the ball down the line, relieve a bit of pressure. Just couldn't keep it.
Mbeumo travelling at pace, trying to unsettle the Grimsby defence. Delict. Well, he went for that near post area and tried to hit it as hard as he could.
He's made a few of those runs, hasn't he, Delict? He's just trying to, as a senior player, trying to affect the game and drag his team forward, and he's made runs in that inside channel, far away.
Well, not scored since February, Matthias Delict. He's not a goal scorer with a regular pedigree. They are trying to force the issue, Manchester United, and his team are going to have to adjust. They're going to have to try and find a way. Sean Pearson and David Artell just talking about how they're going to approach the final 20 minutes of this game. I was at Leeds game against Sheffield Wednesday last night, and Sheffield Wednesday tired towards the end. They played a lot of youngsters in that game. They only had the 1-goal cushion towards the end of the game, and Leeds got back into it, but the 2-goal cushion certainly gives Grimsby a massive chance.
Grimsby have got 3, I think, academy graduates on the pitch now. Testament to an excellent youth programme. Just got to keep that energy high.
It's a club that's going in the right direction. This would be a major moment for them in their development. It's a good challenge by Rodgers for Rob Mason-Mount. Curry looking for Rodgers again. Gardner was offside. Into Cunha. Flicks the ball towards Mbeumo, far post, and once again Grimsby equal to it. Sweeney was there under pressure from Sheshko, still managed to hold his ground. Mainu trying to shoot from distance, he misses the target by some way, and it's all a bit hopeful from Manchester United.
Just a little bit forced, but McEachran is doing a great job, because if Warren comes out and follows Cunha, then he will sit in. Just make sure that they've got that solid back line. Sometimes there's 6 in the back line.
Cabia about to come on, Jace Cabia, who's been recruited from National League South, Truro City. They were promoted to National League, but he was playing 2 leagues below last season. He's settled in really nicely to league football. 4 goals in his 6 appearances so far. He had Someday on Saturday, opened the scoring, missed the one-on-one, and then had a penalty saved. He's about to be unleashed against Manchester United. Oh, it's been helped on by Maguire inadvertently to Gardner, who slots it in, but the offside flag is up. And again, they have the ball in the net, and again they're denied. Now, he was in an offside position, but Maguire played the ball back into his path.
I think it hit. Did it hit Maguire?
I just wonder whether the initial pass, when it first came in,
I think that's when he was offside.
He was already in an offside position.
Unlucky there. It looked like he was on this as the ball came to him the second time when it came from Maguire. You could see he'd gone, and he was probably, he just may have looked level. That's so unlucky. I mean, what a finish as well.
It's really tight,
It was so tight.
Did come off Maguire, there's no doubt about it. Either way, He did look at the moment the initial pass was played that he might have even been level. We don't have VAR to help him out. Manchester United may be a little bit lucky that he stuck his flag up.
Oh, that is such a close one. It's difficult from this angle. Just to put his flag up straight away.
Well, there's going to be a change here. And Gunner's last act was that disallowed goal. Cabia is on. Clark Aduor, who they've just signed on loan from Bradford, an experienced winger, comes on for McEachran.
Clark Aduor from Leeds United's academy. He signed yesterday, didn't he?
Yep. Corey out to Brown. Cabia waiting in the centre. Atmosphere. It is spine
It's amazing, honestly. What a night.
I've been waiting for Manchester United to turn up here again since 1948. Manchester United actually haven't won here since 1905. It was always a tricky trip to Cleethorpes, even when they were playing at the same level back in the early part of the last century. I don't think many thought it was going to be this tricky tonight.
He just looks so disjointed. Even the changes, you know, he obviously doesn't want to change shape, but you know, they don't really need three at the back at this point. You know, it's this game that counts. The profile, like you said, Mason Mount playing left wing back. De Ligt being the player that gets a shot on goal. You don't want those players in those positions.
But there's been so much talk about culture, quality, ownership, recruitment. Ruben Amorim has had 8 months to solve some of these issues. The goalkeeper problem is still a big one, but he is wedded to this system. Mbeumo trying to tease it into the corner, and he drags Manchester United back into the game with his first goal for the club. It's a terrific finish from Brian Mbeumo. He's off and running in Manchester United red. Will it be enough to drag them back into the match?
Yeah, typically direct, and he's been like this since he's come on. Mbeumo trying to make things happen, and making sure that he runs at the defenders. Probably got a little bit of luck, got a deflection. Dimmer's been brilliant in goal. Just got a deflection from a Janner that just spun it past Pim. What have they got now?
Well, that will certainly encourage Manchester United. And it just makes the task for Grimsby in the final 15 minutes just that little bit harder.
I always talk about 2-0 being a strange scoreline. You relax. Grimsby have not relaxed at 2-0. And just try and keep that same sort of intensity. Don't take too many risks at the back.
Manchester United have given themselves a chance to save themselves now. The goal forces a penalty shootout. Applied themselves so well in the game, Grimsby. Mentally, just takes a little bit of a readjustment.
The ball in the back of Manchester United's net 4 times tonight.
Ahmad. Cunha wants it played early. It's gone to Bruno Fernandes instead. Back to Ahmad. It's far too deep. They'll try and keep it alive, but can't.
Yeah, United fans behind that goal. Just going to desperately want their team to have a little bit of sustained pressure. Just letting Grimsby off the hook.
Mariners' best runs in this competition were a long time ago, 3-time quarter-finalists, but the last of those excursions came 40 years ago. They've had some scalps in their time. They are 13 minutes away from taking Manchester United. We've got a lot more football for you coming up over the next couple of weeks and months, including tonight from midnight, highlights of the Carabao Cup second round, ITV4 and ITVX for that. 2 England games over the international break for you, starting with Andorra Saturday night, 6th of September, 4 p.m. And then we're off to Serbia to see how Thomas Tuchel gets on in Belgrade. That's Tuesday the 9th of September. That starts at 7 o'clock. And we've got loads of EFL football for you to come as well, including a massive South Coast derby, Sunday the 14th of September on ITV1. Southampton against Portsmouth. And believe me, that is a proper grudge match. Well, Bruno Fernandes just trying to orchestrate a comeback with Kobbie Mainoo. Issue here for Rodgers over on the far side. Martel thinking about making a change and is now doing that. Rodgers is going to have to come off. He's replaced by Reece Staunton.
Staunton will go into the left back position. And Sweeney goes over to the other side.
Staunton started a handful of games in the league already this season, hasn't he? At left back, he was signed in the summer from Spennymoor Town. He does love to get forward and supplement the attack, but maybe his job tonight might be defending. Bruno Fernandes' job is defending here.
Cabby does have the pace. He's just gone a little bit too early. Substitution. We would have probably expected to start, but he can make an impact.
He's made an impact at Grimsby, hasn't he, already? I mean, it's quite stunning, the fact that he's scored 4 already in just 6 appearances for the club. He's missed 2 penalties as well. Manchester United 68% possession. They've had 20 shots now in the game.
It's been a better second half, and you couldn't really get any worse than that first half. They had a little bit more control over the game, but Grimsby still in it, even though United had that control.
Fernandes. Only commits the bounds. Now in the kind of territory where the Grimsby fans start looking at that big scoreboard and ticking off the minutes as they get towards the 90.
It's about their team as well, managing the game. You know, any breaks, play, just try to break it up, not allow Manchester United to get any sort of rhythm going.
They'll try to disrupt, they'll try to delay. They might run the clock down between now and the 90-minute mark. Xerxes about to come on for Ahmad. As Manchester United throw the dice again. This is Mason Mount flicking it through to De Ligt. De Ligt trying to ram it through the box. Berners giving it back to Mount. He's giving him a bit of a time, but Berners stuck to the task. Wants to get him on. And eventually trotting off towards the far side. On comes Xerxes. His changes actually faced a bit of scrutiny at the weekend when they were in front initially against Fulham.
Yeah, the subs just didn't work. Fulham's made them better. Manchester United, the subs just made them a little bit worse.
Xerxes trying to cause problems immediately after his introduction. It's away by Corey. This is Mainu. Cunha. Fernandez trying to force the issue. Across comes Warren, away by Adore.
Just push further back. Grimsby, some tired legs out there.
Mount. Cunha trying to get there. Bodies being thrown in front of Manchester United red jerseys, and the free kick goes in Grimsby's direction. And there's another moment to suck in some oxygen for that tired Grimsby defence. Well, the question's going to be asked, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the heat's going to fall on him because he's not been in charge 5 minutes anymore.
Yeah, and the way that he sets up his team doesn't produce the chances that they should do. It doesn't work. The way that they play doesn't work, because the stats tell you that about the quality of the chances and who they fall to, and the profile of the players within it.
David Artell say that they've got a top-class manager now, Manchester United. They've got to give him the time, and certainly they can't keep chopping and changing, but he might have to change a little bit in order to get the best out of this Manchester United squad. Fernandez. He's headed away by Staunton. Just slipped, and it's come through to Šeško. He's recovered just about. He almost got caught out by the playing surface there, McJanick.
I mean, McJanick's played so well. He deserves probably a little bit of luck. Just lost the flight of the ball, stopped in the rain. No problem. Hearts in mouths, I think, behind us in this stand.
And there was a little bit of nervous tension during the rounds, and there was all of a sudden a bit of hope behind that goal away to our right from the Manchester United fans who were trying to suck the ball in. Xerxes. Now in Burma. Trying to take on Staunton, getting the cross in towards the far post, and Delict was arriving. And again, defensively, absolutely superb.
Dealing with the ball into the box so well, but again, you know, Delict has found himself really far forward. Wouldn't you want a striker in there? Yes, he can score goals. He's must at the moment.
Burns putting his body on the line this time. Manchester United corner. Takes it. It's a deep one to that far post. Maguire is there. They're trying to force it home. There's all sorts of scrambling going on. Pim's made a brilliant save. Well, his first save was brilliant. He then sits on the ball. It's terrific from Christy Pim.
Well, you just need a little bit of luck if you're going to get through. Right in his face, I think. You're going to get through the cup round against Manchester United. And they've been brilliant, Grimsby, and they've earned that look.
What a save that is from Christy Pim.
He's been brilliant as well. In fact, to a man, Grimsby have been brilliant.
He's had some career in the EFL. Was key in Mansfield's promotion to League One. Good campaigner, Peterborough, Stevenage, Exeter. And there's a problem here because Curry has been found. It's going to be a yellow card. Grimsby fans were hoping for a little bit more.
The referee had given the free kick to Manchester United. I think it was just something that happened after that.
Nothing more than a yellow card doing there, I'm afraid. Despite the Grimsby fans bellowing for a greater punishment. Yes. Teeing that up towards Maguire again, who's such a handful inside the box, isn't he? Often come to Manchester United's rescue. Can he come to Manchester United's rescue again? Cunha wins the corner.
Brown just couldn't get it out of his feet on the edge of the area. Facing another corner.
2.5 minutes away from a Grimsby victory. Can Manchester United get on terms and force a penalty shootout? Mount. Well, there was a bit of pushing and shoving going on, and Tony Harrington has stopped the game. Again with the delivery. Again there's pushing and shoving inside the penalty area. Maguire being spoken to. There's going to be a yellow card here.
There's a given there. The referee.
It's a Delict, I think, who was involved at the back post.
Just before the corner was taken. Just need to be careful.
Here's the corner from Mount. It's another deep one. And they've put it in. It's Harry Maguire again to Manchester United's rescue. So many times he's had to stand up in these moments and pull them out of the fire. It's heartbreak for Grimsby, but it's another big Manchester United moment from Maguire.
Well, the pressure had been building, hadn't it? They'd had corner after corner and lucky not to score in the last one. Tim had been excellent all night with just enough power in the header from Maguire. Huge celebrations behind that goal, but the Manchester United players quickly get back into position. That's unfortunate for Grimsby, isn't it? But I think it's just been building up and building up.
What a night. How on earth have his team dragged themselves back in? How did they get themselves into the position in the first place? That will probably be the question on everyone's lips tomorrow. Grimsby can't believe that they've seen their 2-goal lead scrubbed out. And it's not over yet. There might be as much of 5 minutes to be added on at the end of the 90 before we have a penalty shootout. That's where we're heading right now.
It's been an absolutely absorbing game.
Staunton. There is confirmation of that 5 minutes of added time at the end of the 90. 5 minutes for Grimsby to hang on. Maybe a chance for them to nudge back in front again. Well, what must they be feeling now?
I mean, they've given everything, haven't they, Grimsby? You know, you knew that high energy couldn't last the whole of the game. He's tried to make subs, Dave Artell. Manchester United, just a little bit of pressure and quality showed in the end.
The last time Manchester United went out of this stage, they got off to a start as bad as this 11 years ago under Louis van Gaal. Here is Cunha trying to stop that. Almost came through to Mainu. It's cleared away by Grimsby. Cabia trying to outpace Maguire. He might just get there as well. Maguire does brilliantly. Just shut off the angle.
Certainly a tester of the hamstrings for Harry Maguire there. Managed to just hold off Cabia.
Mainu. Now Mason Mount. Aiming towards Xerxes. McJanet is there. It's another United corner.
Just asking question after question. Throwing the ball into the box.
They had to make changes at half-time, Manchester United. They've had to thrust Maguire into defence and attack tonight. He got their equaliser. Can he help them steal it? It's aimed towards him again. It went over De Ligt's head, and then Mainu couldn't quite keep it under control.
Every time it's just whipped in, it's causing problems for Grimsby. And they just couldn't get a hold of it. And they take this to penalties. Grimsby, they have done wonderfully well all evening.
Well, is this the turning point?
And I think the pass here from Maguire, you know, he meant to play that.
Does it reset the phase of play if he deliberately attempts to play the ball? He did have a chance to clear it.
Yes.
He just didn't do it very well.
Yeah, he made an error with a attempted clearance.
And they think it's a Grimsby ball. Absolutely, 100%. Artell was convinced that that was the case. It's getting a bit spicy on the bench. Fourth official's getting it in the neck as well, David Webb. Grimsby 90 seconds away from taking Manchester United to penalties, and under normal circumstances they would feel that that was a moment worth celebrating. They might feel that they've had an opportunity robbed from them. They might feel they've thrown it away. Manchester United trying to steal it at the end with Cunha. On to Mount, into the area, the deflection takes it up, Šeško was there, headed away by Staunton. Cunha's got it back again. Manchester United pressure is almost relentless. It's away by Staunton. And Burmo picks it up. 1 minute of added time still to play. They come forward, red wave after red wave. It's Bruno Fernandes, deflected away by McJanet. De Ligt joining the attack as well. Maguire. Now in Burmo. Is there one last stinging in the tail for Manchester United? Mbeumo trying to turn, Šeško trying to get his shot away. It's loose inside the 6-yard box. It's over the bar. How has it not gone in?
How indeed. Grimsby completely living right on the edge. Manchester United throwing everything at it. Just throwing bodies in the way, just anything to stop the ball going in the back of the net. How on earth did that not end up there? De Ligt again, found himself right in front of goal. How many times has he found himself in front of goal, De Ligt?
Well, Benjamin Šeško, Mbeumo and Cunha are all on the field, but still they can't get past Grimsby. It's a feature of this competition that there are a high proportion of penalty shootouts, but who predict is this? Penalties from Blundell Park are coming next. Grimsby 2, United 2. Welcome back to Blundell Park on the Cleethorpes coast, where Manchester United have dragged themselves back from 2 goals down to face a penalty shootout against League 2 Grimsby. 56 places separate them in the league, but tonight they are only going to be separated by a wafer-thin margin. Manchester United had to bring on the big characters in the second half, and they are going to need those characters to step up and get them over the line. And it's an irony, really, isn't it, that Christy Pym made some terrific saves in that 90-minute period, and Andre Onana was the villain of the first half, but he now gets the chance to be the hero.
Yeah, he does. I mean, what a fantastic effort. Whatever happens now from Grimsby, I think the fine margins come down to the quality coming off both benches. You know, the quality coming off Manchester United's bench, obviously, is a little bit of higher quality than Grimsby's, and I think that was what told in the end.
He has saved some penalties in European competition, dramatic moments. Bruno Fernandes missed the penalty at the weekend. 2 goalkeepers being given their instructions from Tony Harrington. Nothing quite concentrates the mind like a penalty shootout in a cup competition. And first up is Jays Cabia, the new signing from Truro, who has taken 4 penalties already this season for Grimsby Town. He's scored 2 and missed 2.
Yeah, I think he's missed his last 2. Is that right?
And 1 saved at the weekend. He is first up in front of the Grimsby supporters. And he has to hold his nerve. He was playing in National League South last year. Now he's facing Manchester United in a penalty shootout. It's Jace Cabia for Grimsby. It's in, just about. Onana got a little touch to it, but couldn't keep it out. And Grimsby take the lead in the shootout.
Just went for the power. Cabia missed his last penalty, just making sure. Neil gave Onana a chance. Good start.
19 goals last season for Bruno Fernandes, but since his debut, no one has missed more Premier League penalties than the Manchester United captain. Mr. Pym has already shown he's capable of heroics, but Fernandes is a big character for the big moments. Can he level it up for Manchester United? It's Bruno Fernandes against Christy Pym. And it's 1-1, and it's an expert penalty from Manchester United's captain.
Yeah, showed real quality there. Bruno Fernandes looks absolutely disgusted in the whole situation. And to come on in the second half, worked well with Mainu. Scores his pen.
Well, this fella's been brilliant all night, Dara Burns. He steps up to take the second penalty. Having a bit of trouble trying to put it on the spot. He's taken his time to place it. He's taken a big run up. It's Dara Burns. And it's a super finish.
I didn't expect anything less from Dara Burns, the way he's performed tonight, the confidence he must have. A well-crafted penalty.
The Grimsby fans doing their best to put off the Manchester United players, but Brian Mbeumo is another one with a terrific penalty record. He's next up in Manchester United red. The nerves jangling amongst the Grimsby support. Summer signing Brian Mbeumo, who scored the first United goal in the game. Scores from the spot.
As you like, Mbeumo not being put off by the ferocious crowd. Knew in his mind what he was going to do.
Celebrations from the Manchester United ranks as Mbeumo walks back to the halfway line. Clark Ador's only been in the building for 24 hours, signed on loan from Bradford.
Big moment for him, coming into the club.
His first real act in a Grimsby jersey is to take the third penalty. What can he produce? He's missed it. A touch by Onana onto the crossbar, and disappointment for Clark Ador and David Artell.
Onana went in the right direction. It was savable height for him. Disappointing for the new boy.
Well, Mason Mount hasn't had a particularly good relationship with penalty shootouts. He missed one in the 2022 Cup final when he was playing with Chelsea. But he has the chance to give Manchester United the lead in the shootout. For the first time all night, they have led. And they do. Goalkeeper went the right way, but it was too firmly struck.
Just enough power about it. Mason Mount, him just grimaces, choosing the right way. Just enough on it from Mason Mount.
Rhys Staunton, who came off the bench in the second half, is the next one to step up for Grimsby, who need to ensure that they keep in touch with Manchester United to give Christy Pym the chance. Brilliantly taken. Under real pressure there, Rhys Staunton, and he held his nerve superbly.
Strokes it home. Perfect left-footed pass into the back of the net.
That's a big moment for Diego Dalot. If he scores, he puts real pressure on Grimsby Town. But any slip up and the momentum will change hands. He can strike them. It's Diego Dalot with a straight run up for Manchester United against Christy Pym at a crucial point in the shootout. It's Dalot, it's beautifully converted by the Portuguese. And Grimsby have to score to stay in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, 4 quality penalties from Manchester United. Just put real pressure now on Grimsby and on Henry Brown.
Henry Brown has been at the club since he was an 8-year-old. He is 18. He's only just signed his first professional contract. He came off the bench, and now he's got to score to keep them in the cup. It's Brown. Excellent. No nerves at all.
Love it from the young man. And tonight has been a success for Grimsby on varying levels. Academy of products, performance.
But it comes down to this, and Manchester United turn to one of their big guns, one of their new summer signings, probably the one that has performed the best so far for them this season. He takes the ball off of Andre Onana, and he has the chance now to steer them into the next round of the Carabao Cup. If he scores this, Manchester United win the tie. It's Cunha. He doesn't score this. It's stopped by Christy Pym, who is a Grimsby hero all over again.
Oh, you just can't get the smile off his face, Dave Artell. What was made of his run-up, Cunha, but Pym was equal to it. It was easy enough for him, close enough for him. So many twists and turns to this. Grimsby still in it.
What a thrilling game of football. A night that has kept you on the edge of your seat right from the very first whistle. McJanet, who's been terrific. Sometimes you just can't watch, can you? Don't cry, fella. Not yet. McJanet squeezes it home. And now Manchester United have to score to stay in the Carabao Cup.
Great pen. Tops off a good performance from McJanet. Enough power. Low enough.
Sudden death. Joshua Zirkzee steps forward. It's on his shoulders. It might be on his. Josh Zirkzee for Manchester United has to score. Must score, otherwise they're out. It's Zirkzee. He does score, and he thumped that. It was venomous from Zirkzee.
Emphatic finish from Zirkzee. Under pressure. To square one again.
Well, we're in sudden death, so every kick is crucial. Geza Toure steps up for Grimsby, another substitute to face Andre Onana. Adrenaline pumping through the veins. Can he hold his nerve? It's Toure for Grimsby. You bet he can.
Class that. Toure under real pressure. Put himself forward and wasn't picked for the initial 5. No problem.
And we are into that territory where those who didn't put their hand up initially are asked to take spot kicks, and Kobbie Mainoo, who's been in the news all week, his future at Manchester United under question, has to take the 14th penalty of the night. He knows what is at stake. He has to score for Manchester United. It's Kobbie Mainoo. He does score for Manchester United, and he powered that home.
Yeah, no doubt. Kobbie Mainoo, one of the driving force in the second half, proves he can play with Bruno Fernandes as well. That's key. Can't watch. Moving hammering.
He doesn't usually watch the penalties. He's had to avoid watching quite a lot because we're going into the 8th round now. Sweeney, Jaden Sweeney, left back and right back tonight, has to take one. 6-6 in the shootout. It's Sweeney. It's in. Sigh of relief for him.
Well, the ones after the 5 initial penalty takers have been brilliant for Grimsby.
Well, he rescued them right at the very last, Harry Maguire. He came up with another one of his moments and dragged Manchester United to this position into the shootout. And now he's got to save them all over again. You know what he's going to do? He's going to thump it. It's Harry Maguire to keep United in the Carabao Cup. It's Maguire. What a penalty.
Great penalty. Maguire, what a strike. And we go on.
It might be going on all night the way this is going.
Some good pens.
Evan Khoury, former West Ham United academy product, is part of the squad that produced some FA Cup heroics, reaching the quarter-finals back in 2023. Got the winner against Walsall in August. Now faces Andre Onana. And it's in. Again, Onana gets something to it, but not quite enough.
There's just enough power, isn't there, from Khoury? Wasn't expecting to take a penalty, now everybody's expecting to take one. And the pressure just goes from one side to the other, got something on it.
Well, he was involved in the thick of the action right at the very end of the game, Matthijs de Ligt. He almost scored with the last kick of it. If he misses this, it will be the last kick. It's de Ligt for Manchester United. And he scores. No problems.
I'm not sure whether Pim thought that it was going to go straight there. Just again had enough power to get past the goalkeeper. A bit of frustration.
We're not going to go all the way down to the goalkeepers, are we? Tyrell Warren is next. The man that grew up in the Manchester United academy. He scored the second of Grimsby's first half goals and was absolutely stellar at the back for the Mariners. You definitely wouldn't want him to miss. Thank God he hasn't. Maybe no one will.
He's going to be here all night. This crowd won't mind.
Well, I'm a little bit surprised that it's taken us this long to get to the star striker. Benjamin Šeško walks up to take Manchester United's 10th penalty of the night. He has to score. And as often he does, he rolls it into the net.
Hardly any run-up whatsoever. He passes it. Pin guesses the wrong way. He's gone left quite a lot. Didn't do that time.
And it's going to be the goalies that have to take it. Christy Pym against Andre Onana. It's Pym. Oh, what a penalty from the goalkeeper.
Like a centre forward.
Well.
Absolute fever pitch in here, honestly.
You couldn't write this story. He was the villain in the first half. He made a couple of mistakes, and now he takes a penalty for Manchester United and scores it, slots it expertly past Christy Pym. And we start again.
You never ever expect it to come round again. You score your penalty, the first penalty. Sigh of relief after missing your last. Cabia.
I've run out of room on my sheet now.
I'm just going to say, is your sheet big enough? You know how organised you are.
Cabia, who scored the first penalty of the shootout. And we mentioned his ratio isn't great. It's 50% for Grimsby so far. He steps up against Andre Onana and scores. His ratio's better now.
Pressure, what pressure?
(11-10) in the shootout.
This is madness.
This is the 24th penalty. Bruno Fernandes, who scored his original penalty. I mean, Ruben Amorim probably can't believe that he's had to sit there with his head down for so long. Fernandes has got to keep his head. After missing that big penalty at the weekend, he can't afford to miss this one. It's Fernandes, nerves of steel.
No doubt. There'll be some good penalties. He can afford a smile there, Bruno Fernandes.
Well, last season in this competition, Fulham Preston went to 16-15. We might beat that tonight if we keep going like this. Dara Burns, the next cab off the rank. Already scored one penalty, didn't think he'd have to do it again so quickly. He has. Just about.
He's got his hand to a few, Onana. I can't quite believe it. It's such a shame that somebody is going to miss.
Well, no one's blinking. Everybody is delivering. The noise levels turned up by the Grimsby fans. And the pressure is all on Manchester United because every time Grimsby score, Manchester United have to respond. Mbeumo's already put one away. Which side is he going to go this time? He's going to hit the bar! Oh, they're out! Manchester United might be a big fish, but they are used to dealing with those around here. Grimsby Town have reeled them in. Look at the scenes of joy. Look what it means to the people of this town. It's one of the biggest giant killing acts in League Cup history. Just look at it. Feel it. This team have fought and scrapped. They've outworked their opponent and they would not let Manchester United off the hook. It's been 77 years since Manchester United last came to Blundell Park. They will hope it's a very long time until they see this place again. He was a hero. They were all heroes tonight. And after a summer of spending, many of United's troubles was supposed to be behind them. But there's still plenty more creases to iron out, Lucy Ward.
Oh, absolutely unadulterated joy in this stadium. Absolutely incredible. You know what? Grimsby deserve it. They were brilliant from minute one and they just kept at it. They stayed in the game when it went to 2-2 and then they just kept the nerve in the penalty shootout. What a result for Dave Artell.
What a result for Dave Artell. What an experience for those players. Harry the Haddocks being thrown around Blundell Park. There have been some shock results in the Carabao Cup this week, but the team from the fishing village on the edge of the North Sea, Grimsby Town, have caught a whopper. Full time at Blundell Park. It's going to be difficult to clear this lot. It's finished. Grimsby Town 2, Manchester United 2. Somehow Grimsby have won 12-11 on penalties. Stick with us for the reaction.
At the end of an extraordinary evening of cup football, Brian Mbeumo's miss means that Grimsby Town win 12-11 on penalties against Manchester United after it finished 2-2 after 90 minutes. United coming back from 2 down. So many penalty takers. We went all the way through the 11 and the goalkeepers and started all over again. Louis Sahar and Danny Collins with us. Danny, for Grimsby Town, what a fabulous night. What a match. What a 90 minutes and penalties.
Oh, unbelievable, wasn't it? You picked the right one. No, I think, going off first half alone for the effort, and they controlled a lot of the play in that first half and went in at the break, obviously 2 goals to the good. Yes, United come out second half, made a lot of changes and got on top. Grimsby got tired as the game wore on, so you could probably argue United deserved to take it to penalties, but fantastic. And what a save from Christy Pym there down to his left-hand side from Bruno. Fantastic save, and yeah, fantastic for the club. Yeah, they deserved it, and the fans have got their moment on the pitch as well.
Yep, there we are. I knew there'd be a sign saying this. United get battered. They would say that in the home of the fishing industry here in Lincolnshire. That certainly for Manchester United, they go home and they wonder, Louis, where they go from here, because it was all them in the second half. Although there was a controversial goal disallowed which would have made it 3-0, which would have obviously have been game over there. What's your quick views on United?
Yeah, it's a shocker. I think that definitely that's Grimsby night, and you have to congratulate them. They made it very difficult in the first half, scoring those goals, okay, by mistakes of like the players, but at the end it's like an invitation all the time. United invite those kind of performances against them, and this is not normal, and this is why I think they are in this situation. They really have to regroup. It's not about just concentration. There is like a lot of work to do. Amorim knows that he hasn't made mistakes, but tonight let's just think about those
Grimsby.
fans.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Kieran Green, the Grimsby player, with Gabriel Clark.
Yeah, we've got Kieran, the captain, and we've got Terrell. What a night for Grimsby Town.
It's unbelievable. I think that it'll be one that'll live in the history of this club for a long time. I know a lot of the fans were really looking forward to it. We were looking forward to it, so it's one that'll stick around forever, I can imagine.
Terrell, as a former Manchester United player, sum up your night.
Amazing, surreal, really. Lost for words.
First ever Grimsby goal. What a time for it.
Is it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
For a long time coming. We were getting in the areas to score. I personally think I should score more goals, but yeah, a great time to score.
And what about that penalty shootout?
Yeah, it was dragging on. It was cold out there as well. I was shivering. I was last to take my pen. I just wanted to score and keep the tie going.
What kept the team going when it's pulled back to 2-1, and then obviously United get that late goal? You've gone through so many different types of emotions, I imagine, this evening.
Yeah, I think that obviously we went 2-0 up, and everyone was like probably a bit surprised to be in that situation. But I know they've come back from 2-2 and it's 2-2. But let's have it right. We'd have took 2-2 going into the death. So 2-2. Them getting the equaliser at the end. That's a win. Like, we're still the team that are like winning at that point. So we'd have took that going into the end of the game, and obviously going into the penalty shootout, the gaffer had said to us that, like, lads, all the pressure is on them, and it was really.
And if there's one quality you had tonight, maybe that Manchester United couldn't quite match, what was it?
Just resilience, really. Like, the season we've had to come from behind, hold leads. We know what to do when it's getting tough. So when it was 2-1, 2-2, we never gave up. We wanted to get something out of the game. Like, it come this far in the game. We didn't want to leave here with nothing.
Guys, a night that Grimsby Town fans will never, ever forget. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Gabriel. Thank you.
Well, I was watching the penalty shootout from level with the 18-yard area, and I said to a steward next to me, the goalkeeper, Danny, looks so exhausted mentally. The only way this is going to end is when someone hits the post.
Yeah. No,
I'm not claiming to be the world's greatest gambler. I'm really not. But we've watched a lot of football. You thought someone's going to have to miss.
Yeah, and
rather
down to that in the end. Exactly that. Yeah, Brian Mbeumo, second time round, he probably thinks I've done my job. In his first penalty, but the keepers did look exhausted, and we're watching it in there, and we're thinking, is this going to end? But overall, you would say it's gone the right way, really. Going back to that first half, I thought Grimsby were excellent, pressed United, controlled for long periods, went in 2 goals to the good, and as you say, that third one, which we've looked at, probably should have stood.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe they just about edged it, they just about deserved it. More reaction to come from after the break. Where do Manchester United go from here after that? But it's Grimsby Town's night in Cleethorpes. Harry the Haddock and everybody else of a Grimsby persuasion are loving it. A night to remember for Grimsby Town, winning 12-11 on penalties. And those are the stats, but of course the one that really matters in the end is that Grimsby won it by 1 in the penalty shootout. Elsewhere this evening, the other scores, the draws coming up later for the third round. Everton beat Mansfield 2-0, Fulham 2, Bristol City 0, and Brighton won 6-0 away to Oxford. Grimsby winning 12-11 here on penalties. ITV 4 this evening, the highlights. What a night for Grimsby Town and their manager, David Artell. Here he is with Gabriel Clark.
David, many congratulations. How do you sum up that for Grimsby Town?
A long penalty shootout. I said to Sean halfway through the penalty shootout, first round last year we beat Bradford 9-8 on penalties. I said to him before the penalty shootout started, I said, look, what's a penalty shootout? It's a technical thing, it's a psychological thing. You've got brilliant techniques, we work hard every day to get better. It's a thing above the front door. It's an opportunity, another chance today to get better. And these group want to get better. The techniques are fine. They're going to feel nervous walking up, butterflies, all the rest of it. Don't worry about that.
What was the one quality above all, across the whole piece, that pleased you most, that got you through?
I think just this is an accumulation of 15 months, 18 months, all encompassed in one night. Look, they're an unbelievable team, Manchester United, unbelievable, and I'm sure there'll be lots of, heat and all this. They've got an unbelievable manager, and they're on the right track. You can see that. You can see it, right? We've got an unbelievable group of players as well who want to play for this football club, want to live in the area, want to get better every day, want to be coached. That's a big thing.
Well played, Grimsby Town. For Manchester United and Ruben Amorim, what happens now, Louis? A lot of United fans, especially at half-time, going, where are they going under this manager? You wouldn't anticipate that they were going to change the manager, would you, at this stage, just because they've lost tonight?
I think they have some consideration. They have to have a bit of rough attitude because, yes, they ask result. They ask a better performance. This ground is also difficult to come and perform. But at the end of the day, it's what they're here for. They have to do it. They have to find solution. At the moment, it's nice to have communication and all those things, but we need to see better aggression, speed of play. All this is missing. All the courage that you expect from Manchester United and the quality that comes then with it, it's not there. So there is a pressure. It was a day where he had to perform. He didn't. As a man, as a manager, they have to regroup and find solution.
Danny, we need to finish with the story, of course. I make no bones about repeating what I said at the top of the programme. The strength of the English game is the pyramid system, and tonight underlines why it's so special, why it matters so much. Look at all these people still here, and mighty Mariners out there still as well. I mean, it's fabulous to see.
Yeah, fantastic night, as you say, for the football club and for the fans to come and witness it. And rightly so, people obviously knocked the cups, and certainly in the earlier rounds, but that's what it's all about. Moments of magic like we've had tonight. I say they've earned the draw in the first round against Shrewsbury, get back home here against a big team, Man United, coming into town, and they've delivered.
Yeah, and you would appreciate that coming to this country, playing here, Louis, what it means, how it filters down to the lower league clubs.
No, that's brilliant. That's why I love this atmosphere. The family comes together, the smallest one in the family respect the older one, and this is tradition. And this is why I think the passion is really transferred on those moments. This is like quality emotion transferred to everybody, and whatever like you like the opposition, you respect, the history, and you take it. You say, oh, we managed to add a great result with that. It will last forever, and this is what is brilliant about this football.
Gents, thank you very much indeed. I think we're going to go to sleep and dream of penalties, aren't we? Thank you very much indeed. What an evening it's been here in Cleethorpes. Lots more to look forward to. A final reminder, Carabao Cup highlights, ITV4 for a full roundup this evening. Then a week on Saturday, we're with England as they resume their World Cup qualifiers against Andorra at Villa Park. That's followed a week on Tuesday with a tricky trip to Serbia for Thomas Tuchel's team. Both matches live on ITV1 and STV. And our championship action is cranking into gear with a selection of fabulous local derbies. South Coast Derby, 14th of September. Southampton entertain their old friends Portsmouth. Well, here, Grimsby Town thought they'd reeled in a big fish. Then it looked like they'd lost it, but they landed Manchester United in the end. What a night for Grimsby Town. Thank you for your company. See you next time. Bye-bye for now.